Hello, everyone. Today is Wednesday, September 2nd, 2025. This is week 22, day two of Hotel Evening and Weekend Platoon. Day three?
September 3rd,
Oh, what did I say?
September 2nd.
It's September 3rd, class two of week 22 in Hotel Evening and Weekend Platoon. This is a continuation of personal projects. So I want to start this class before I cut you loose to continue to work on your personal projects. Is just give me kind of a synopsis of where you are with your project. You started what, yesterday? I'm seeing a lot of this. So kind of?
Yeah. No, well,
Technically
I think
yesterday.
we've all been kind of working on this for a while. But I think yesterday was like the official kickoff.
Okay. Yesterday was the official kickoff, even though I know that you guys have been working on it here and there when time allotted throughout the last couple of weeks. Is that correct?
Yes.
All
Yep.
righty. We're going to go around and I just kind of want to hear where you're at with your project and where you want to be by the end of today at the very least. Nicole, you're the first person I see. We'll start
Oh,
with you.
so I have most of my back end done. I want to try to finish the last API I have hooked up, which is my weather app. And then I even got the database loaded with the tables that I needed yesterday. And then I'm having a Git issue that I'm hoping I'm going to get through. And then I want to have the back end all done with the API Dockerized and Nginx set up for the end of class.
What's the Git issue?
So my repository has a main and it has a master, except my master is the full project and my main is just my backend folder, and I can't get them to merge together.
Use the
Your
flows.
main is only your backend folder?
Main is only my backend folder, so it's literally showing you all the files and folders within backend. And then when you switch over to my master branch, you have front end. I have the start of like the web server part, because I started kind of templating that out, and some other files that I had templates for just to load up the templates. And then but the backend folder is there, but it has like a little arrow and you can't go into it. It's only in my main branch.
It almost seems like you have double Git in it. You have nested inits.
I think so, and I don't know how I did
That's
that.
that's what we did. Remember when I described this exact problem about knowing where you are and who you are, that you would run into this issue. You guys remember at the beginning, I said, hey, have like a CP or code platoon folder and be very mindful of the lessons because this might happen. So that's the issue that you ran into. This is what you need to do. I would go in to main
Mhm.
and look up the Git command. I don't even know it off the top of my hand to show all hidden files. The Git file will be in there.
Okay.
If it's being tracked, remove it, and see if
Okay.
you can find the Git, the invisible Git file inside of that backend folder
Mhm.
in your master repository. If you can't, just delete that folder, right? And then
Mhm.
move over your fresh folder without an init file into master and use that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I went down a bunch of rabbit holes trying to like back it up yesterday, and all I did was
Yeah.
mess, and I was able to get it back to where it was correct, but it was still separate.
Yep.
So
I would
I
do that. I would do something hacky, like just copying over the folder that doesn't have the init
okay.
file. That makes the most sense. It would be probably the fastest.
Okay. I will get to that after when I start this, because then otherwise, like I said, it's the one API which technically I don't need. It's just I'm trying to add it. The weather one, I have most of it done. I just have to make sure it's working correctly, and then I think I was gonna do a the save method. So I want to do a save locations. So I have to set up in the views that request to save from the API and put it into a user's favorites list.
Are you saving the pin or just a location, like address?
Um, I have a couple fields that I'm just gonna map, so it's gonna be the geometry, lat long, name, and like category and some other stuff that I've already pulled in, but I did pull over some of the standard ones into a different table. So like my location category is like a link. It's a
Okay.
table join, so like it's not duplicated in every table and stuff like that. So I have that loaded already. I just need to finish the save, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but
Good stuff. All right, where are you, sir?
I think I'm on track here. I have a skeleton back in. I think I spent a little too much time yesterday on styling, because I think styling is like my lowest priority. And I spent some time yesterday. I had a little issue where I had like when I created the repository, I had like 1,000 changes, and it was really kind of odd. Tiffany helped me walk through it, and we basically just started a new repository, but from GitHub, not from the terminal, and it came out really clean. So then I just started kind of like piecing things together. I think you suggested this, and I like this idea. I hope I understood it correctly. But I have two branches right now. I have a main and a development. And but I want to create a new branch. Like today, I want to work on routes. So I want to create a new branch for routes. And then another day, I'll work on, say, like components like a nav bar, something like that. So I might end up with like 8 branches. But like for me, that gives me a sense of safety, knowing that I'm not breaking anything really. And if I do break something, then I have a backup. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
You could do that, but I would keep a working code always on main, right? I'm gonna pause this. And if you merge something in the main and you break it, the first priority should be to fix main, right? You should never branch off of main and main not work. That's your safety, right? Always coming back to main and have it work, right? So branch off of main as many times as you want, right? But when you come back to main and when you merge to main, you have to ensure that that branch is always up, right? Because if me and you are working or you and 10 other people are working, nothing makes me more mad than when main is broken because people are branching off of a broken branch. And then they start making changes and then they can't figure out why their stuff doesn't work. Well, your base didn't work and now you added more changes. Now to try and figure out that was it my changes that broke it or was it someone else? Then you have to go look at main and look at the Git history and then check out which version was the working version. And anybody that merges something to main and doesn't test main to make sure that they didn't break anything, right? Those people drive me crazy because it happens all of the time. Your changes, they call them breaking changes, should never be breaking changes. And if they are, the first order of priority and everything else needs to be put on hold is fixing that branch. Why? Because your team depends on it. It could be 7 p.m. Someone's working West Coast time. They're going to branch off of it. Make sense? Sorry, did I answer your question? I know that's probably more than you expected.
Yeah, no, that was fine. And then I guess to answer your question, I'm going to be working on routes today.
Gotcha. Yes. So how the normal development cycle is your main branch in dev, right, gets rolled to staging or QA or whatever your company. I've been doing a bunch of different projects. They all call it something. So your middle branch, right? And your middle branch environment should mimic production. Development's development, whatever, right? But that main branch bubbles up to let's call it staging, right? And in staging, it should work and it should test, right? Kind of in the same way as prod, right? And when it hits that and it passes all the check, then it bubbles up to production. Make sense? It's hard to do that when you consistently have a messed up main branch. And this is sometimes what happened on projects. The development main branch is so out of sync with all the other branches. How do you remedy that, right? To bubble it up to staging and then bubble it up to production. Main branch or master, however you guys want to call it, is sacred. It must always, always work. That's why I tell you never to work on it. The minute that you pull something, you branch off of it, go to work. And you can have your own main branch. You can call it, art main or main art, main Cisco, whatever. You know that that's yours. Make sense? Okay. I feel very strongly about that because when you get to your job, you're going to realize that people are not as careful, right, with your development branches, right? And they just do whatever they want with them. And no one says anything, which is really upsetting. Cisco, sorry, I'm off my soapbox.
Message. Um, yeah. So I got my front end and back end pretty much in sync with each other, communicating. I wanted to, since I already had pretty much most of my back end stuff done, I focused on connecting the front end with the back end. So I am going through my front end pages and making the API calls uh, to retrieve the data for each page and just you know kind of just tweaking everything and playing around and seeing what cool things I can do with it. And once I get all the pages connected with the data, I'm gonna just fine tune and flesh it out with the CSS or the paint and everything. So it's coming
The
along well.
paint, you
Yeah,
mean Material
putting a
Wire
putting
Bootstrap?
putting a coat of paint on it. Yeah, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well, I already have Bootstrap until
Okay.
we also integrate it with it. So
When
yeah.
you said paint, I was like, that's not a library I've ever heard of. Okay. You may be close to this point, Cisco, but once look at all the criteria for the personal project, and this is advice not only for Cisco, for everybody. The minute that you look at the criteria and you look at your project and it meets the minimum criteria to pass, push that branch
Okay.
and then continue working and making it better, obviously, because you're going to have to present it.
You're right.
But that way you have the passing grade in the back.
Got you.
Yes?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Good.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam. Adam, you actually missed the first couple of minutes. We're just going over where you are in your personal project and where you hope to be by the end of the class.
Well, I have my models set up and I was able to migrate and whatnot. Right now, I want to bring functionality to those models. So like work on my views and whatnot. And see, just using Django as my front end for now, just being able to like the main purpose of my program. I want to see if I can get that functional.
Really good. Good job. Joe?
Hello. I couldn't remember what the hell I was doing for the last one, so I restarted yesterday.
That
Using
happens
that one as
sometimes.
yeah, so I used that as a template, but I got most of the back end going. I got the CRUD operations working. So I left off last night at like 11:30 with like just having to integrate my first API into it. So I think I know what to do from that point, and then once I do that, then I'm going to start working on the front end.
Gotcha. Awesome. Awesome. You guys are actually pretty far ahead for this early. Don't get too confident though, because I feel like, of course, you always, I feel like in all these things, you always feel like you have more time than you actually do. So try to finish it. My piece of advice, try to finish it as soon as you can. Push a working version of it and then continue to improve upon until it's turn in time and then you're done. Yes?
Yep.
All righty.
Yeah.
Just gonna cover one more thing. don't remember. But if I do remember, I will definitely bring you guys back. I can pause this here. All right. How is everyone doing? Is there any chance someone has something they would like to show the class or how they did something or progress? Anything?
Proud of my progress. Not really something I'd want to show the class.
All righty, we're going to come back to you, Adam. Nicole, did you figure out your Git issue?
Yes, I did. I spent most of the time figuring that out. But there was a conflict in a hidden file. So
Strange. Okay.
when I looked at I went and when I saw the conflict, I did the ls tac a because I couldn't find the file that was having a conflict, and I deleted it. And then it was able to push and merge. So I put them back together, and then I deleted my master branch. So now I only have main, and I'm working on just getting main working for my backend right now. It was weird.
How long did it take you to fix it? Be honest.
Well, considering I probably spent about 3 hours yesterday banging my head against the computer. Today was a little bit easier, I guess, because I took a break, but it honestly, I think yesterday I was just exhausted because it was like kind of giving me the commands to do it, but the first couple options were not working. So today I got to like, it gave me like 4 options. I got to one of the other options, and that one was the one that I finally figured out that it was a hidden conflict. So it probably took me about like 30 minutes or so to get to it today, but that's because I had worked on it yesterday.
For several hours.
Yes, if you go and look at the repo, you can see all the commits where it says, I'm trying to fix this. I'm trying to fix this. What is wrong with my backend? Like, why is this folder separate? There's like a whole slew of commits of me pulling it down and trying to push it back up correctly. But I was able to get it now. So it's one branch all together again. Happy. But that took me a while.
So that took you a couple hours, and you're not that far off from being a junior dev, right? You're not going to magically reduce those 3.5 hours to 10 minutes, probably not in the next couple of months. Unlikely, right?
Mhm.
Remember, I said sometimes you're going to run into Git problems.
Mhm.
That's a good example of them. And it's not just you, Nicole. A week ago, there's something about our security scanners at work that I couldn't understand. So if you look to our repo of one of our projects, there's like 9 commits of me at like midnight in a
Yeah.
row. Docker fix V2,
Yep.
still not fixed. Docker fix. Don't understand this. Docker fix 4.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of embarrassing because that's a public repo, but I finally got it.
Yes. No, I will not forget that now, because it is very helpful, the commands it gives you. You just have to like work your way through all of the options to kind of try to figure it out. And honestly, it was you saying something about the hidden files, so that when I showed my hidden files, I found the file that it was having a conflict with.
Nice.
It wasn't even a file that I could find in my tree. Like it wasn't there, it was hidden.
Good.
So once I
And
was able to show those, I was able to get rid of them.
good. And just understanding, right, that hidden files exist and they're a thing, right? It's going to help you,
Yeah.
right? Good.
I can forget
Great example, actually. Art, how are you doing?
Good. I'm curious though. What's your title? Are you still a junior dev, senior dev? What are you?
I am just a regular dev. I'm an L5.
Regular guy.
Yeah, I got promoted in July.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
I need to tell my mom. I haven't told her. I'm sure she's gonna be proud of me.
I feel special. I knew before your mom. Great.
Thank you, Joe. I know you love my mom, bro.
So, Guillermo, I'm kind of taking the turtle approach here, but I think it's going to help me in the long run. Like, I'm looking at the curriculum or the video from week 20, day 1, and it's talking about moving strict mode to browser router. I'm thinking that's the way I need to go. So I'm just kind of following those instructions. But more importantly, what I did is I created a repository that's just a journal. And so I'm documenting each one of my steps. And when I moved it from strict mode to browser router mode, it broke. But it's only because I haven't changed, and that was in main.js, because I haven't changed anything in app.jsx yet. But at least I'm documenting that to know when it breaks and when it doesn't. That's a little time consuming. But if I create a journal, then I know that I can duplicate this over and over and over again. So I'm taking a slower approach. So I'm just working on that component right now.
All right, be very mindful of time because you only have 2 weeks. It feels like you can run out of time. Just careful with that. Adam, where are you at?
I'm making progress towards my goal. I started developing out my views, giving it functionality. I did have some problems with my models that I thought I had solved. Maybe I didn't push it to my main branch or something. I just had to go back and solve them again. Little, held me back a little bit, but I'm doing fine for now.
Do you have any functioning views?
No, not at the moment.
I would definitely build everything around one functioning view that's not a home page.
Okay.
That should be enough, and then you just replicate it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Joe?
I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. I may have effed myself here. So I'm gonna see where this takes me for the next few hours, and then if it doesn't work, I'm gonna roll it on
What's
back.
the rabbit hole? Share with us so we can learn.
Um, Originally I was looking at using a different like wallet provider, and different SDK, and then I was looking at Coinbase's, and they have a bunch of different. They have a whole developer platform I wasn't aware of, and they have like a bunch of different APIs, bunch of different. They have like a whole on-chain kit, and then you can install like all these other apps and build off of that. And so I started doing that, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna connect this to the back end. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm just like kind of playing around with this because I just think it's kind of interesting. But I haven't done another commit since my last one last night where everything was working. So if anything, I'll just roll everything back.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. This right here, data flow, is really important for everyone. Pay attention. User gets on my application. Yes?
Mhm.
Researches something. For this example, let's use crypto prices. Yes?
Mhm.
User gets on my application, researches crypto prices. That's pinging a third-party API. Yes?
Right.
Brings that information to the DOM. I'm seeing it. Yes?
Mhm.
I want to put it into my wallet. I need to then make a post to my database with whatever information I want retrieved for that specific item. Does everyone understand that data flow?
Mhm.
Right? Same thing with national parks. I research some third party, I pull data, certain data, because you don't have to pull all of it, right?
Mhm.
Pull it. Hey, it'd be cool if I had a list of places that I've researched or I've saved. Like, for example, I went hiking the other week. I use this app called WikiLoc, right? I ping that third party API, get the route from someone, bring it into my iPhone, then I save it locally, right? So I can access it without GPS. You're doing the same idea. I just give you a real world example of how your iPhone does it or your phone does it, right? But your app needs to do some version of it. Does that make sense? Okay, very good, Joe. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't know if I've ever explained that, right? And then when a user logs into its account and it has to load its favorite national parks or trails or, wallet, right? It knows to pull that information, right? Yes?
Yep.
Even if you're pulling live, let's say I save Ethereum and Bitcoin in my wallet and I want to see their live prices, at least the information that those are saved to my wallet, right, can then populate that specific symbol on my dashboard or whatever the case may be, right? But that has to be saved. That has to be saved on my database, right, for this specific user, because I could have a bunch of different national parks saved. I could have a bunch of like not national parks or crypto tokens or whatever the case may be. Yes. Does everyone understand that data flow? All your applications should follow something like that. Yes. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Before we actually move on, let's talk about Airbnb. Everyone's familiar with Airbnb, right?
Yep.
Yes? Okay. Cisco, well, I haven't forgot about you. We're going to get to you. All right. Let's walk through the data flow in Airbnb, and hopefully this will be helpful. Yes? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I log into Airbnb as a user. I just created an account. I've never searched for anything. I've never used Airbnb. I just created an account and I put my credit card in. Yes, fresh Airbnb user, right? I'm going to go to Chicago on vacation. I search for homes in Airbnb. I mean, I search for homes in Chicago that I can rent for my vacation. Yes? What am I pinging? Just the rentals in Chicago. What am I pinging?
A third-party API for rentals?
No, I'm pinging what?
The internal database for Airbnb in Chicago.
Yes. Internal database that Airbnb hosts somewhere, probably on AWS, right? It's pinging that one, right? And it's doing some kind of geolocating based on the city of Chicago or a zip code or something, right? So now I'm pulling all of that data, right? And I'm pulling that specific data. Give me 1 second, guys. Never mind. I'm good. Okay. I'm pulling all that data. So now I found my place. This really awesome little bungalow in Chicago. I don't even know what a bungalow is, but I'm going to rent it for the weekend, right? I decide, yes, I am booking, right? And then I have to pay for it. I pay for it. What am I pinging? I paid for it. What am I pinging?
Does the bank have an internal database?
No, I'm paying with a credit card, a Visa. What am I pinging? Don't overthink it. So I searched for homes on Airbnb. There's some kind of internal database at Airbnb that has all the homes registered to Airbnb, right? That have already been vetted. They have pictures, they have addresses, right? Their owners are not serial killers. Yes. Okay, I pinged the internal database, right? I got my house. I'm going to rent this little bungalow suite. I go to pay for it. What am I pinging? I'm pinging a what? A third-party API like Stripe. Someone has to process my payment, right? That's a third-party API. I pay for it. It uses a third-party API, then wires the money to Airbnb, right? There's some transaction fees, whatever. Deal with that. Yes? All right. The minute that happens, right, I have now booked that. I have paid for it, right? What's the next thing that happens right after that? A message is sent to who?
The property owner?
Property owner say, hey, this person booked this date that was available. Is this cool? Owner says yes, right? That information is stored where? The owner's personal information is stored where?
Airbnb database.
Yep, some kind of Airbnb database, right? When they register to be a host, hey, what's the address of the property, right? How do you want to get paid? All that stuff. All right, cool. It notifies the owner, hey, someone booked your place. They say thumbs up, awesome. They send you all that cool information, right? A message saying, hey, this is the door code, whatever. You got to, take out the trash, whatever dumb rules they have. Yes. Okay, cool. The day of my vacation comes, right? I roll up to my little bungalow in Chicago, but I don't know where it is. I tap the address. What happens?
You're pinging a Maps API somewhere.
I'm pinging the Google's Map API, and it's going to give me address to that address that is being pulled from the Airbnb database. And it's cross-checking it with Google because it has to exist, right? And then it's giving me a sweet, sweet map to it. Yes? Not everything is third-party APIs. Some of it is internal databases, depending on exactly what you're doing. Yes? Questions about that little scenario?
Gemma, what would the tables look like on something like that? You're obviously going to have a user table, and then you're going to have, like, say, maybe like a stored. Well, no, I'm thinking a stored payment table, but no.
Yeah, probably stored payments table.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to visualize how many tables would be needed.
A bunch. That's probably like all those big applications have a bunch of tables. I don't know how useful it is to really picture it. It's a good thinking exercise, but I wouldn't get too into the weeds about it, right? More simple diagrams are probably more beneficial at this point in your career for now. Right? Airbnb is incredibly complex. Netflix is incredibly complex. Those things are very tough, like big data intensive applications, especially Netflix, actually. Right? Does that make sense? That's kind of how you have to start thinking of not only your application, but how applications work on the internet. Right? You need to know when you're doing something under the hood, what exactly is happening. Right? Cool. All righty. Cisco, what do you got for us, bud? Did I just bore Cisco to death? Cisco, can you guys hear me? No?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're back to you. Sorry for the rant, but actually, I thought that was useful. Hopefully, you guys thought so as well.
No, I was
All
talking
right.
to myself the whole time.
Go ahead,
evidently.
Cisco.
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much got more or less the same thing. Just chugging along, making things happen, man. It's coming along well. No hiccups as of yet. So yeah, I hope it's just smooth sailing from here on out.
What a very superficial update. It almost, if I didn't know better, thought you didn't do anything.
Oh no, I know. I've been working at it. Yeah, I'm just getting my endpoints, just matching up all my endpoints and connecting them. I'm going front to back, just setting up my routes and connecting the endpoints and just making sure I'm grabbing the data that I need. And it's I like where I'm at so far. So yeah.
Good. All righty. All righty, guys. Since football season is approaching here very quickly, thank you, Cisco.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to the following question, but it'd be an interesting thing to kind of try to figure out. ESPN and NFL Network and all of these places, where do they get their sports scores from? Does anyone know? Well, when
I
I
have,
load up ESPN, there's a bunch of scores. Where's that information coming from?
what is it? Some kind of aggregated source?
Yeah,
Aggregated
which one?
data source? I have no idea.
Neither do I. You think there's multiple? You think there's just one source of truth? What's happening here? There's a bunch of websites that hold the scores for college football for all the sports, right?
Yeah.
Who's holding all that? Are they paying the same API or are they multiple APIs? Someone's punching that data in, right?
Yeah. That's a
Someone's
good question.
building that API, right? Almost in real time, not quite real time, but almost near real time is what they call it in tech, right?
Hmm.
That's a fun exercise to think about if you're a football fan, or even if you're just a tech fan, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
that information is coming from somewhere. What is the ultimate source of truth here? And you probably at some point have some kind of intern punching that stuff in, right? And then other people are pulling from it. Because I
Yeah.
guarantee you, not everyone has that information stored, right? Like if I go look at the score for a football game and I see it on ESPN and I see it on NBC and I see it on Fox Sports and I see it on NFL Red Zone and I see it everywhere. Do they all have their own internal sports APIs? Is that what's happening? That seems really inefficient. That can't be true, right?
Yeah. I don't think so.
It's probably one or two of them, is my guess, right? You ever look up crypto prices and like stock prices? It's probably just a couple of those too. It's not everybody doing it, right? That doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Right? When I used to work at E&W, they paid for the Bloomwork API. Bloomwork built that API, right, to then sell to other companies. They pay to aggregate everything. They pay to build it. They build in some nice functionality and they sell licenses to their API. Then other companies use for whatever it is that they need it for, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Just like Airbnb pays Google probably for that sweet, sweet Google Maps integration, right? Because who's the owner of Google Maps? Google. They're the ones that maintain it, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
They're the ones that make sure it's up. They're getting paid. Does all of that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Sorry, I kind of cut your time short there a little bit, but I did my math wrong when I was cutting you loose, and I was like, oh, that's way too long for them to be on their own. I'm gonna bring them in. So I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause the recording.
Bonuses.
All right, guys. Status update, and if you want to show us a little bit of your project, that'd be dope. Anybody want to go first?
I was right on the cusp of greatness. I was just about to put in my routes.
That's what my siblings always say. This is my year. I don't think it's been their year for about a decade. So that doesn't work out for my family. I hope it's better for you there, Art. I told my sister, I'm not even kidding. She said something about September 1st lock-in the other day. I yelled at her and I told her to stop spamming the sibling chat.
Nice.
Okay. Cisco, anything? He's muted again. Cisco, check your mic. He's gone. Adam?
I'm fighting Postgres right now.
What's the issue?
I keep getting it says like a node name error.
No name ever. Do you have it loaded up?
Yes, I do.
Share your screen. See if someone can find it.
Oh,
All
I'm
right,
here. I'm here, Guillermo, by the way.
it's too late.
It's-
Too late.
Hey, you missed the
All
boat,
right.
dude.
Yeah. All right. So let's look at it. Let's look at this error. Let's go all the way to the bottom. What are we getting here?
seen this before, but I forgot how I solved it. Oh, then I got a new one right here when I tried to change some stuff.
Okay. What do you want? How do you want to handle this first? You have a lot going on here. I would clear it and then run your command again, and let's see. Let's deal with the command. Let's deal with the error first. Okay. Run your command.
Let's deal
Cool.
with that one first.
Okay. So what do we want to deal with here first?
The big thing just seems like the Erno 8 node name, or it's not provided or not known, which I don't understand that because I thought it was just here in settings, change to Postgres SQL, and I started inputting the data it needed, at least I thought it needed. Unless this has to be port 8000 or 80.
No, you're good with that. Should be good
Okay.
with it.
What's the issue here? Does anyone know?
Bum bum bum. What about your? Oh, you got default. Let's see. That database is default up there. Let me see here.
Shoot.
Just checking my
Is that right?
checking. Uh, let me see. I think that's the only thing that kind of jumps out at me but I need to you're in settings.py, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Default is right.
Isn't the port wrong?
I thought so. Port 8000?
It should be port 5454 is what mine's running on.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
5454 on mine as well.
Let's try that. No.
No, okay.
Site packages, core management commands, make migrations, .py runtime warning, got an error, checking consistent migration history performed by date. Okay, pool project. Go to your customer app and your pool cleaner app.
Change your port back to 5432 before you
Okay.
do that.
I completely erased a lot of my I erased the customer app. I wanted to get it down to one table, just see if I could migrate that.
Uh-huh.
So
So click on your migrations folder for pool cleaner. Delete 0001. Delete that one.
All right.
And then go to customer app and do the same. Oh well, you don't have one in.
I got rid of all of that.
Okay. Why do you have side cache inside side cache? So okay, so try running it again and see what happens.
Cool. Oh, I just migrated it again, but it's still saying there's no node name or server provided.
Okay, what about your Docker Compose?
Docker Compose.
Oh, okay. Let me look here. Docker
It's
Compose.
not set up to handle the other Docker file yet.
I believe that might be where your problem is coming from, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Say that
Yeah.
again. Say that again, Cisco.
I said I believe that Docker Compose is where his problem is coming from.
Okay, what's the issue?
Uh, let's see. Let's see. DB Postgres 15. Scroll down environment. Postgres. Oh, so you see where Postgres under environment, where Postgres DB starts and Postgres user, Postgres password.
All here? Yeah.
Yeah, let me double check this. but I believe you should have a dash in front of each one of those, right?
Really? In front of the
Yeah.
like a
No,
dash.
no, no, no. In front of the Postgres, the main the title part or the key in front of the key.
So just
In front of the key. The key itself, not the value.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Put it and space. Dash and space. Dash and space. Yeah, like that.
Really?
See how volumes what had the dash in front of it? And then
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And then so scroll up DB, you got web, build, ports. Okay, those volumes. Those all look depends on DB. Those all look fine to me. And then scroll down to the bottom and then yeah, DB data. Uh
Should that be Postgres data?
Yeah, do Postgres data for that.
Okay.
Okay. And try running it again, see what happens.
Oh,
I don't know. That's all I got. I don't see anything else other than yeah. You go back up to web. Okay, you got web, you got build, got volumes, ports. Yeah, that's all. I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. And I've seen that error before, but
oh, wait, hold on. Swear this is. I shut it down. Oh, no. I can't even compose up.
do you have your Docker? Is that a Docker compose YAML? Is that .yaml? You have it.
Yeah. Oh, I just typed it wrong, didn't I? No, I didn't.
No, you got it right. And yeah,
All right, here we go. How do you solve this? Let's
Uh,
give Adam a path forward here.
maybe I could just throw the error message into Google.
Throw it in the crock.
Try that. Try that. But besides that,
Okay. Besides that,
I think your names are probably not matching somewhere,
names.
like your host name.
All right, what is my host? Host DB, and then
oh yeah, right there. Let's see, host name.
user.
Yeah.
Should this just be DB? Is that
No, you can name that whatever you want it, technically. But well, I actually got so like Postgres DB is at the bottom of that. I don't know if the order matters on the environment, but my DB is at the bottom, Postgres user is at the top, and password is second, and Postgres DB is at the bottom of that. I don't know if that matters, but
maybe Postgres data?
All right, path forward here. Anyone? We don't have to solve it. I just need a path forward here. How would you solve this?
Skimming through every little thing.
This is actually a very legitimate question. How would you fix this? Because you're stuck here.
yeah.
I would like run that error, like run it in ChatGPT or Grok and just see what's
Pull up a ChatGPT window. Adam, we have a little bit of time.
Okay.
Run that error. Check what it says.
Just
Prompt?
the node thing.
No, I
No,
would do
run
all of it.
the
All of
whole
it. All right,
Vin from VenV on, yeah.
all right. It's not all of it. All right.
No, go all the way to make migrations. It wants to
Yeah.
know. It
Oh,
needs to
okay.
know. Yeah.
Let's pull that up. Right. All right. New Django project dates issue.
Show the window, Adam.
Oh, okay. This is Django is unable to resolve this. Django settings, UI, locate item settings. What? I
This
can't be
is what you have. What is the host name of your database server? You have it as what? Full
as
DB?
yeah,
Yeah, he's got his
yes.
DB.
Guard his name.
You know what, Adam? I think local host, I have seen that error before. I think changing that host to local host would probably fix that
Try it.
issue.
All right. Heck, why did it do that?
Let's see your command when you run it in.
You know, I just need to share the whole screen. Hold on. Okay. Ooh, more problems.
Okay, is this better or worse?
That's better, actually.
Why?
Really?
Why?
Because
Cisco.
what A, he's getting a different error, and B, it's telling him it's the port number 5432, right?
Yeah, 5454.
Yeah.
What is this saying right here?
Wait, why did it went to 5432 again? Why did it do that? Role Postgres does not exist. Role. Do I have to add something here that says role?
No.
No.
Read your error messages. It's got an error checking a consistent migration history performed for database connection default. Connection failed, connection to server 127, whatever. Saying Postgres does not exist. The connection attempts failed. What does this tell you? You don't need to solve it. Just tell me what this tells you.
Yeah, connection failed server. One port failed. Why would it say Postgres does not exist? Is it because the is it looking for a container? It's because my Docker Compose isn't works not up.
Anyone?
My first inclination is yes, it's looking for Postgres.
And it's not finding it. Is
It's not
Postgres
finding it.
running?
Yeah.
Is Postgres running? Check Adam.
Postgres, how do I
You
check?
do Docker ps-a.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay. Oh, but I can't do that because then it gives me map string.
This kind of tells you what the error is. All right, you can stop sharing, Adam. What was the error?
My Docker file, Docker Compose.
Nope. What was the first problem you ran into?
It wasn't connecting to Postgres because
Nope.
Postgres didn't exist. No.
Nope. Not yet. The first error was what? The changing of the.
Of the host.
Yep, that was your first error, and it looks like Postgres isn't running, so it can't find it. You need to go look there.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Good. Anyone else? Joe, how far did you get?
I got my API working, but I haven't like started doing anything relating to Docker yet or anything like that. But my API is definitely working. It could fetch like live price data.
When you say by
And
API is working, that means your integration to your
yeah,
API is working, right?
the integration's working.
Okay,
So
perfect.
that's
That's a
good to start
start.
that up. Yeah.
Good. Cisco, how'd you end up?
I'm doing good. Things coming along well. Yeah, just rocking and rolling, just trying to keep adding more
Bro,
and
your
more
updates
features.
today have been really ambiguous. All
If
right,
we
I'm just
didn't
gonna
know that
Well,
trust.
Cis
here,
if we
here
didn't know
you
that
want
Cisco was on top of his shit, we'd be like, all right, Cisco.
there. This is what I got going on. I got two
All right,
screens going
show
on,
off.
and I still pretty much have this, where I can sign in and all that good stuff. But um, yeah. So I'm just working on adding more functionality to it and creating more and more things to my actual models that I'm using. I'm also learning that some new things as I go, some cool little ordering and indexes and learning how to work with the Django a little bit more or better, if you will. So I'm adding new features as I learn new techniques. So, but it's all a part of it. So it's just figuring out better ways of doing things with
Oh,
some of the existing stuff that I already had. So
okay. Your models look kind of big, that one right there on the right, dude. Just be mindful of how big your project gets before you get to minimum functionality, right?
right.
That passes. So that's the advice I would give you. These models are looking pretty beastly. I would try to not add any more, finish the minimum requirements, and then go back and add.
Mhm.
These is getting really big.
Yeah, this one's not changing. This one's not changing anymore. This
Okay.
one here.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's pretty enormous. Okay. Good stuff.
All right.
Last one. No. So we still have Nicole. How'd you end up?
So I just had to go back and fix some of my views because I got my database set up. So I have my create working, I have my edit working, I have my delete working, but it only works for ones that users have added. So I added that too. You have to check the user primary key, because you can't delete someone else's stuff. So I got that.
Yes.
I also have a put and a patch because in my model, I have required fields when they're adding something in, but if they want to update the zip code or the description, I don't want them to have to update the whole thing. So I have a put, which I have the format for, where's everything for the file, and then I added a patch, and then I just had to go back and fix my all to include not only the API but anything that's saved into my database, and then because I have it, if you save it to your favorites from the API, it's going to then copy it into the database, the local database. Um, or if you add a comment on it, it's going to copy it into the local database so that I can store it, but it's not storing everything. So my all locations was only pulling from the API, so I just fixed it where it added my user added ones at the bottom. So I have a couple other ones to finish fixing, which is my comments and my favorites, and then I'm gonna get this all wrapped up and containerized, and all done, and then start going to the front end.
Are you picking with Postman right now?
Yes.
Okay. That's really good. You know what I have never seen anyone do? A delete account functionality. I've never seen that on anyone's, right?
I
That
haven't,
should exist, but that'd be cool.
yeah, I'll take a look because I was gonna try to do the Google authentication, but because I ended up hooking up like 4 APIs to my Gemini stuff, I was like, I have enough. I'm like, if I get to it.
Yeah,
So
if you
now
get to it for sure.
I would like to add that, but right now it's just the Django authentication that I have going because I have the currents data, tides data, weather data, and what is it? One other one I have in there. Water quality data, so that you can ask Gemini for like today's information or this week's information, and it'll return the current information to you. Because I'm gonna add the little chat bot guy on the bottom.
Very good. That's awesome.
But so I had attached them all there, but I also attached them in there so that if I wanna, I'm gonna put on each location because I have the geometry in there. It's gonna pass that in, so it's gonna put like little cards for like the tide data and stuff when you go into the location details.
Very
Hopefully,
cool.
if I
That's
get there.
awesome. Yeah. No, it
I
seems like you're
think,
plugging along.
yeah, I'm just making sure all of my back end routes work before I start. I have a shell of a React front end. I just haven't attached anything there yet because I'm making
Gotcha.
all
And
works
what
first.
you're, yeah, and what you're going to run into is managing state and saving things and rendering. That's the problems you're about to run into.
Yep, it's gonna be
That's what,
fun.
yeah, that's why I don't want your models to get too big. It starts to get pretty unwieldy. All
Yeah,
right, Art, where you at? Sorry to cut you off, Nicole. I just don't want to keep you too long.
Oh, I was I'm just about to entering these routes here. I can share my screen. Let me see. I think I'm still having trouble with these dang whatchamacallits. Oh, actually, let me get to the right branch here. Components. Okay, okay. Share, where's my share screen? So made some changes, broke it, but that's okay because I'm just about put in my routes. I created the components page to create a nav bar. So I was just about to put my routes to match up to my pages here. So I'm going to have one page called available dogs for that are available for adoption, and then another page for pending dogs for dogs that are kind of like just came in but not ready for adoption. And so so that's the routes part I was working on from the nav bar page.
Good, but I would only work on one route. Wire everything and make sure that that works.
One route at a time.
And that's what I would do.
Okay.
Because once you have flushed out one route entirely, you can just copy it, right?
Oh, okay. Good idea.
That's the recommendation that I would give everyone. I know we're not very good at taking that advice, but that's the advice that I would give. Alrighty, you can stop sharing your screen now. Thank you. I think I can end the recording here. Give me 1 second.